Netflix just released a brand new sci fi horror show, Parasite the Great, a Korean adaptation of the classic manga. As a fan of Parasite the Maxim, I had high expectations for this. But did it deliver? Is it even better than the original? Stay tuned to find out, as this is an in depth review of the series, major spoilers ahead. Let me ask you, if someone tries to tickle your ear with a stick, your hand instinctively goes there, right? Yeah, then why is this so called human not even trying to reach for his ear? Can you believe a series about alien parasites invading Earth isn't 100% accurate? Jokes aside, honestly, I wasn't invested in the first three episodes. It felt like the terror of parasites living amongst us just wasn't hitting. And then I realized why. It's because of this psychopath. They already know how to differentiate a human to a parasite, taking out the obvious threat of unexpectedly getting attacked. I get why they went that route though. It's made while keeping in mind the people who have already watched or read the original, so it wouldn't be a one to one copy. It's pretty cool that the director is a huge fan of the original manga, which is definitely one of the reasons this was such a success. It really picked up in the second half for me after Suin gets abducted by the government and the story just runs in full gear. I do question what their plan was when they tried to rescue her. Dongwoo reached her holding location, but there is no way they could have gotten her out of the secure place with special forces roaming around without anyone noticing. So it's good that their plan ultimately failed. After story comes the characters. In Parasite the Maxim, we are only following the journey of Shinichi and Migi. But here, there are six important characters. Even though they are supposed to be the main focus, we don't really dive much into them. Where in Maxim, Shinichi went through the existential crisis of either being human or parasite. Suin rather goes through the existential crisis of just being alive. Her life does seem like hell though, so it's understandable. Only having a 15-minute timer daily to be able to come out is an interesting take for Heidi. But it just means she has a weaker hold on Suin's body, making Suin more human than Parasite anyway. The thing I loved most about Maxim was the dynamic between Migi and Shinichi, which is definitely absent here, since Heidi and Suin can't even talk face to face. And on top of that, Heidi is said to be really powerful, but not one instance is shown where she has won a fight through sheer strength. It's more her intelligence. Honestly, I felt like he was the main character. Even before him and Suin were put in a situation to depend on each other, more focus was being given to his character and what was happening to him. It does pay off though, because his actions are more understandable this way. He is a coward who is being put in a situation where he needs to step up, either to avenge his sister or just to survive, or even go out of his way to help Suin. To me, he seems to have gone through the most character development throughout the series, and him being part of Team Grey seems to be the most well earned ending. The psychopath who changed the entire game. Without her, parasites would have definitely taken a bigger hold of Korean population like they did in Japan. Her existence is the biggest difference to Maxim. Her character seems very close to Kuremado from Tokyo Ghoul, where both of them lost their spouses to monsters, which led to an uncontrollable hate, with the added step of her torturing the parasite who took over her husband. I initially didn't like her very much because she made Suin's existence harder, but she does grow on you. Her character development happens slowly, just like Suin, but it's understandable as both of them had hard things to get over. This man managed to be the real villain of a story that centers around alien parasites taking over humans. You genuinely need to be a proper scum to achieve that. He is the reason for Cho Min's death, which I didn't see coming at all. I hate him for that. I was hoping when they explain why he's helping the parasite, it might be something like the parasite is holding his wife or his kid hostage, so I could maybe sympathize with him. But no, he's just doing it for money. At any point in the series, he could have betrayed the parasites. He was in daily contact with Jun Kyung. But he decided to betray his own kind. Did he really think he wouldn't end up being killed by the parasite he was helping? He got what was coming to him. Now for my favorite character. He went out of his way to help a kid who wasn't even related to him. At every turn, he did the right thing for her. The most moving part of the entire 6th episode was the speech to Kango. When he was ambushed, I ended up screaming at the screen not to let him die. It hit even harder than Shinichi's mom's death because of how much we were led to connect with him. Acting wise, he did splendidly. His shift from a caring cop to a heartless parasite was something not every actor can pull off. So, hats off to him. It's always hard when a live action adaptation is made of an anime or a manga, even if it's not a direct adaptation of the story. But credit where credit's due. The parasites in this were so well done. Every parasite has a unique look to them and are so well detailed. Even in my imagination of how a parasite would look like in real life, I would not have thought this well. The fight sequences were interesting as well. I wouldn't say they took my breath away, but they were done well nonetheless. The focus seemed to be more on making it have a dark atmosphere, as most of the scenes were either in dark places or in the night time altogether. Nothing much to complain about, plus it's directed by the same director as Hellbound and Train to Busan. So of course he knows what he's doing. The parasites in Maxim are way stronger physically than the ones in Grey. Parasites in Maxim could jump over buildings in one jump. But here, the only difference between a human and a parasite seems to be the head. While Parasite the Maxim explores all possibilities of Parasite's powers, Grey focuses more on human versus parasite, where humans have a fighting chance, unlike in Maxim. Overall, it's a good watch. It didn't succeed at being the best Parasite story, but it did make the world of Parasites broader. It even delivered on the expectation of a Shinichi cameo, which I didn't think was possible. I would love to see other countries take on Parasite as well. This has opened that possibility. So for anyone who has seen Parasite the Maxim, this is not gonna blow you away, but it's a fun and entertaining watch nonetheless. For more anime content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, that's been me. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.